Okay, here we go again with some modern this time around. We are trying to update Amulet for the current crazy modern metagame, and I do believe that currently the best thing to be doing it's very likely just playing Trinket Mage. This is the card that helps enact your game plan the quickest. It finds relevant interaction cards against the top tier decks, namely Hogaak. And yeah, it's just overall the one that gives you the most consistency at doing the Amulet thing. One thing that's very important in the Hogaak matchup is the importance of the card Amulet of Vigor. This card has become even more important in the matchup than in probably most other matchups ever, and that is because of the difference between playing a Titan and attacking and trading with a Hogaak versus chump attacking into a Hogaak because you want to get a couple of lands. It's pretty massive because it's very easily the difference between dying on the crackback or surviving and getting yet another turn. So I do think that this is probably the best list to be playing right now, or something similar to this. I think the mana base is pretty much stock at this point. I want every single one of these lands. I do want to have access to Ghost Quarter for sure. The only card that I would consider is Dilks was playing Gracer over Coalition Relic. I do understand the idea in that the Gracer it's a way to help you get to 3 mana on turn 2, so we can play your Trinket Mage and set up for either Tormod Script or Grafdigger's Cage on turn 2. Personally, I think that Gracer is just terrible, and I've said that multiple times, and I think Collision Relic is great, so I'm even more incentivized to play in this card. Then the other thing that Dilks was playing is he was playing 1 extra Spell Pierce and 1 extra Force of Vigor. And in its place, I have access to Pithing Needle and Nullhide Ferox. This is mostly because of the presence of Jund, Black Green X. Like, it's very, very popular online right now. And Ferox is just better than Baloth in that matchup. And then Pithing Needle is great in the blue-white matchup, and it has some added value in some other matchups as well. So this is probably the weakest card in the sideboard. We'll see whether it's worth it or not. But yeah, let's just join the league. Model League, Trinket Field, join. That's the list, right? Yeah, Trinket Field. Alright, sweet. So we should be good. Again, this is the list. And yeah, I mean, so far it has felt very good. On the last stream, I played 2 Trinket Mages, 2 Relics. I'm gonna try out Dilk's setup with the 3rd Trinket Mage and see whether I like it or not. Okay, so what do we got here? Turn 1, Scout. So we're 1 bounce land away. And we have a ton of good draws. I think I'm gonna risk this one. This could backfire pretty easily if we don't find a land, but it's otherwise a very strong hand. I put a mulligans to 5, so they're probably like a Tron or something like that. Tron, Dredge, or maybe they just have some very bad draws. So best case scenario is my opponent is on something like Jand or whatever, and they like kill my Scout on turn 1 or something, because that would give me 1 more turn to decide what to do in terms of my land sequencing. Because if I do manage to find an Amulet, I'm gonna name Scout. If we do manage to find an Amulet, then of course holding the Celestial Sanctuary is gonna be significantly better. But on the other hand, if I find something like Steerings, I'm going to need to have I'm gonna need that Sanctuary to be my green source. All right. So we're in a very awkward spot now. I think I'm gonna play the Sanctuary because the Trinket Mage is my way to find Amulet, but we found like almost an Amulet, which is kind of weird. we're just very unlucky. That's the story right here. Just very unlucky. How you doing, Cardboard Cantrips? Coproline Gorge? Oh, this is Dredge. Alright. With no Dredger. Huh. I think I have enough time that I can take one turn off. Nice. Beautifully rewarded by some tight play. Get my Amulet, and now we're presenting a turn 4 Titan. It might be a little bit counterintuitive, right? But I firmly believe that that was the correct play. To just like, my opponent is on a very slow draw. It's playing again. They're playing a deck that we are very favored against, and I think that we can very safely take one turn off to like basically wager our options. If we find an Amulet or any untapped land would have gotten us there, and we got beautifully rewarded by it. And even if we draw a second bounce land, we can still cast the Trinket Mage. We would have still been able to cast the Trinket Mage with any bounce land. So if that were the case, we would have still been in the same spot. So, oh, is this like that like hybrid version of the deck? Like Hogaak Dredge? I don't think this version of the deck is very good. I feel like it's just the worst. It's just the worst Hogaak deck. Yep. It's a worst Hogaak deck and it's a worst Dredge deck. Foothills, Brass, Cave. And we just win. Play well, get rewarded, or so they say. Garrison, Stronghold. Yeah, this is actually lethal. And note that if I had played the Celestia Sanctuary at my end of turn, my opponent would have actually had a shot. Like, they had a ton of stuff coming back next turn because the gas was bringing back the Amalgam. Maybe they get a Hogaak in play, and because I took that turn off in order to set up a potentially better turn 4, I ended up winning a game that I might have lost if I had played in a different way. So that is an interesting situation right there. What is the price for a league? So Gamer Guy Gregory, it would be 12. I do donation leagues for the very low price of $10. Take this out, Ballista out. Do I want to hedge? Do I want to hedge against White Leyline? Do I want to hedge against White Leyline? And I am more so here I get to choose like whether I want to bring in Pierce or Pass. I don't think I want to bring in both, but I am more afraid of the Hogaak part of their deck than I am afraid of their Dredge part of the deck, just because, you know, Hogaak is much more likely to kill us than the Dredge aspect. So I think I'd rather use my slots to fit Path to Exile instead of Spell Pierce or Negate. It does make our sideboarding slightly more awkward, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna keep this hand. Going to keep this hand and be moderately happy about it, because I'm going to leave on Scout on turn 1. And if it gets answered, I might be in trouble if I don't manage to find the bounce land. It would be much better if this were like a basic forest or something. Because my Jamestone Mine counters are gonna be quite taxed this game. Supplier again. Crippin' Chill, you got it. Oof. Does that change anything? So this represents a Tormod script. If I play turn 1 Gemstone, Amulet, turn 1 Gemstone, Amulet, turn 2 I play Amulet. Okay, so there's no way that I can transmit on turn 2, so because of that I'm just going to lead on Scout. Man, stop making me want to take Amulet to Vegas. I mean, if I'm going to Vegas, that's what I will be taking, so we will be too. Opponent Dredge is Loam. Hopefully they don't have a Dark Blast. They have a Thoughtseize. Okay, that's not too bad. Can I ask you for opinion on this? Let's check that. I want to roast Hogaak too. So I think it's with donations with an S. Gamer Guy Gregory. Second place, Modern IQ, Hex Drinker. Yeah, I don't like Hex Drinker and Amulet. I don't think it really does anything for us. And it's an angle of attack that it's actually particularly bad in the current Modern metagame. Chalice in the sideboard, also not a fan of. Also, they're splashing black. Leyline, I have talked at length about why I don't like Leyline of the Void. If you want to check that out, you can go to you can Google and find in YouTube a video that's called the Mystifying Amulet Titan Part 2. At one point in the video, I go I go deep on why I don't think that Leyline is a playable card in Amulet. If they have Ancient Grudge, I get very punished here. But if they don't, then I might be able to. So I play this out, copying Gemstone Mine. That's 1, 2, 3 mana. Transmute. Yeah, so I have a Lethal Titan next turn if they don't have exactly Ancient Grudge. Which apparently they do. Oh no, this is Reunion. Okay, and they discarded the trophy? Wow, that's so greedy. Because now they don't have a land, so they can't even flash back. Okay, so now at least the Titan's not gonna be lethal. Well, I guess it wasn't lethal anyway because of the Vesuva in my hand. Wow, that's so greedy of my opponent. They could have answered either a Titan or one of my amulets, and they didn't. Crazy. All right, so that is easy mode now. My opponent is now officially factual dead. Oh no, they are not. They are 22. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that my opponent is actually at a higher life total. Bounce this. We're going to transmute. Summoner's Pact. For Primeval Titan. We can't gain life though, so I guess I'm going to check chat real quick and then see, and then kind of think through my line before I do anything else. I think Trinket Mage is better in the current metagame than Karn is Steez Train. Question for you after watching the stream of the SCG version, what's your opinion on Bond of Flourishing. I have no idea what Bond of Flourishing does. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from a lamp in your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. You gain 3 life. I think that 2 mana is very, very, very much worse than 1 mana. Oh, okay. So let's think through this. So can we double strike? We cannot. We can, but it's not lethal. That's what I mean. So what we could do is we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can get Field of the Dead. Khalni would pretty much do the same thing, but getting Field is just sweeter. So I'm gonna get Stronghold, Haste with these 2 lands, swing for 8, get T-West, Field. That will give me 2 Sumbos. I block both of this, block this here, exile my opponent's graveyard. Oh no, actually, okay, so I'm gonna get Stronghold plus... I feel like I want to get Tolaria. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do Stronghold Bog, and then I'm gonna get Field Tolaria with the attack step. What do I die to? I don't think I die to anything. Haste and Summons. Damp Sphere kills me. I know their hand is Double Loam Imp. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna do this then. Stronghold Bog. Bog you. White, red. So now we're not dead on board. Swing. We can't gain life, unfortunately, because we drew both Vesuva and the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we get Khalni, Field of the Dead. So this gives me the most blockers. It means that now I don't have a... basically I die to Assassin's Trophy, but I don't die to Damping Sphere. And now even if my opponent does Assassin's Trophy my prime time, that gives me one zombie. Then I'm gonna play Vesuva, get 2 more zombies. Then I'm gonna play a Forest, get 2 more zombies. And then I'm just gonna out-zombie my Dredge opponent. Which is just a great flavor win. Well, they can't Dredge German Guerrero because I could just bug them. So no dredging. My opponent went for the greedy line and got beautifully punished. If they attack with the supplier, I'm gonna block with the plant so I don't kill it. Sweet. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play this one. This is just game over. Yeah, opponent just concedes. All right. Solid start. Field doing good work here. Well, again, that was... How can I put this? I was going to win that game anyway. right? Whether Field was there or not. It was Bog what won that game. It wasn't Field, because Bog made it so my opponent didn't have any outs. So with the Titan trigger, if instead of Field plus Kalni, I would have gone like Kalni plus Solera West, I would have won the game anyway, right? So it's not that Field won the game, Field put the game out of reach. So yeah, it's not that it won me a game that I wasn't winning otherwise. It made sure that I can't lose a game that I might have been able to lose otherwise. So there's a difference there. Didn't provide a little insurance. Yeah, but we were beating removal on Titan. I guess it did, but if I wasn't getting Field, then I was going to be getting Tolera West, right? So then I am already insured against Titan, against removal on Titan, if that makes sense. So we were fine. No, we did top deck the Titan, but as I was saying, okay, let's see what we draw here. So here I think I'm going to go for playing my second Amulet. And I'm going to really hope that this Steerings gets me there. And finds me another bounce land. But I'm going to try to go for broke here. We're playing against the Urza top tier sword deck thing. Esper Urza? Alright. Susa. 1, 2. We're gonna name Giant here. And then we're going to Steerings, hopefully into any land gets me there at this point. And I think I sandbag the Amulet here. I don't know if my opponent's playing Engineered Explosives. I have effectively infinite mana next turn, so I mean, there's no reason for me to play into Engineered Explosives or Blast Zone. Opponent draws a card. It's probably not gonna get them there. Wherefore Bridge is all that my opponent can realistically do, and that's also not enough. Urza here is just not enough. It's just not good enough, I don't think. Urza into Chalice. You got an Urza. It's only 4 mana. Grafdigger's Cage doesn't do anything. Well, I guess they could have had a Thopter Sword here, and that would have given them infinite life. I might as well play properly here. And make the Titan uncounterable. 2 and 2. Bounce this one. Summoner's Pact. Primeval Titan. Uncounterable Titan. So I can Explosives on 0 to blow all of these guys up. And I can do this after blockers. Because my opponent right now has access to 2 mana. They can suck the bubble, sack the cage, and gain some life. So can I force the chump with Urza? That is basically what my question is here. I could get a second Titan. That would be very lethal, I guess. So yeah, that's probably correct. Yeah, sure, let's do that instead. That sounds like a good That sounds like a better line. I was thinking of like if there's a way I can like blow up my opponent's board in response to like after they declare blockers, but I do agree that this is just a better line, just to double tighten them. So now we're gonna do, yeah, my part just concede. We're gonna do Garrison plus Garrison, Vesuva, copy Stronghold, swing for a lot. You could have had Force of Negation. If they had had Force of Negation, they would have countered my first, my first Pact. Grug with that $15 donation. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. And yes, I'm gonna take a look to that list. Let's check it out. All right, so we have some Saheeli action. Saheeli Amulet, yeah. Would you be okay with me playing that tomorrow, Grug? Would that be good? Okay, so Rex Age Force of Vigor. They did this. This one sounds pretty good. This ones look reasonable. Wacken Ballista, not so much. Path to Exile. I mean, we really do need to answer Urza here. Hammer of Souls can come out. Piting Needle stops the combo, so I guess. Explosive seems very good in the matchup. Man, we have too many good cards. What a terrible problem to have. Just too many good cards. Our deck is too good. I guess I don't want that. Yeah, I'm off the Spell Pierces and Negates. I think I'd rather have removal for Urza. That seems like the real problematic card. I'm not sure about this side roading setup. We'll see whether it's good or not. We want the negation, yeah, because they have access to. I like having negation against this kind of cards this kind of decks that are looking for one specific card. That would be like Scape Shift, that kind of stuff. It's nice to like be able to resolve a Titan or force through a Titan, and then Pact of Negation just being able to close the door on them, basically. Yeah, it's gonna get saved into a VOD, but you know, I always like it better when I'm able to, you know, when the person that donated is able to see it live on stream. You know, for those of you interested, this is what gamer guy Gregory just donated for. So we have Gracers, we have Azusa's, we have the one of Elder Guardian, Saheeli Rai. So it's like a mixture between Finale to find the Guardian. It's a mixture between Autumnus, obviously, between Amulet and Saheeli combo. Should definitely be interesting. We'll see how it pans out. All right, this is. Why is it not going back to? All right, whatever. Just minimize it. All right, cool. Is this a keep? This is a very slow hand. My opponent kept 7. This is a turn 5 Titan. We have ways to speed this up, but this feels very slow. This seems better. And we can bottom the Growth Chamber. Arkham's Astrolabe. Alright. Now I feel very happy about having bottomed one of my Biomes lands. Glad to watch stream live. I watch your VODs. Oh, thank you, Aronius. I really appreciate it. Happy to see you here as well. Oh no, they're gonna kill my dude. That's fine. That's a great exchange for us. Like, my opponent spending their turn 2 to deal with my turn 1 play. I am fine with that. I'm playing out the Simic Growth here, so I can potentially transmute. Maybe not next turn, but the turn after. So my opponent can Urza me here. No Urza. Okay. Play this guy. Or this Ger, I guess. This Gal. And pass it turn. So now we need to draw one of our things. Alright, so opponents, we're in here, which makes a lot of sense. There's the Thopter Foundry. I mean, as long as there's no Urza, my opponent can't go infinite. I'm not particularly worried here. Yep, this is fine. If we find the Titan, we're going to win. That's not a Titan, unfortunately. Play this out, pass the turn. So my opponent is gonna deliver. It's gonna deliver some beatdowns here. Of course, I can't attack into my opponent's 2/3s. My opponent's gonna deliver some beatdowns here, but I mean, it only takes one Titan for me to stabilize, because then I can go get explosives, blow up their entire board, and then they need to start over. So I'm still very confident about my current position. I'm leaving access to stable internet for a week and a half tomorrow. Oh, okay. Sounds good then. Grug, I appreciate it. Should I call you Grug? Grug? Okay, so yeah, so this is actually infinite now, so this I'm not okay with. Like, this is actually my opponent just winning the game here effectively, because they're gonna be able to play their entire deck. Yeah, okay, so we can concede here actually, but we were perfectly fine until Urza showed up. Yeah, we were getting there next turn. We were perfectly fine until Urza showed up and messed things up for us. I think this Cyberden is still fine. And once the combo is assembled, then Path on Urza doesn't really do anything, because they can just like do everything in response. So but I guess at that point I'm like, you know, trying to go for explosives. Yeah, so I guess I was still fine. Yeah, so this hand is a keep. I am basically exactly one bounce land away from being in a very, very good spot. Or I can never draw a bounce land and be not a good spot, but I have faith. I have faith. Okay, so they know what I am drawing. Thoughtseize? I was not expecting to see that one, that's for sure. There's no way my opponent's playing Surgical. Like, no way ever my opponent's playing Surgical. Alright, so that confirms it. Trinket Mage, okay. So maybe they just have a second Thoughtseize here, and they wanted to make sure that I didn't do anything that turn. Wellspring is just fine. It's not a bad draw. I think this guy is gonna get... Nah, I think I like Second Amulet. Second Amulet represents a kill next turn. And we have answers already to the... What's his name? So now if I draw a bounce land, I just win. And any bounce land does it. Even Boros Garrison does it. Sick. Ceremonious rejection? Brutal. One, two, three, four, five. So I can present the Titan next turn. Bypassing my own guy. So I think I'm going to do that. And the nice thing is that this hides my play, because I can do this. This prevents the combo from being assembled, and then I can swing. And now EOT, I can path my own dude. Uh-oh. Okay, that definitely messes with my plan, because now I need to path this. So that one kind of sucked. Bounce land still represented Titan though. Bounce? Almost. Come on, Moto. You can do it. Oh, I'm dropping frames, that's why. Come on, internet. Do it. Alright. I can trade with the construct if I want to. That sounds like a good trade for me. So unless my opponent has a second Urza, I think that I'm gonna win here. They have a second Urza. This is brutal. Alright, let's draw a path. Let's draw a path to exile. That's not it. I guess I can bog him. Yeah, bogging them seems pretty good here. So it's either I bog them and I exile the Sword of the Meek, or I transmute for Pact of Negation. But if I transmute for Pact, that means I cannot attack. How confident are you that this is the best list of Amulet? I'm not sure if it's the best list, but I'm pretty confident that it's the best shell. Just because I think that Trinket Mage is the best thing to be doing in the current metagame. How you doing, Radcore? Thanks for hanging out today. Glad to have you here. So you tell me will be the best form of Amulet. There you go, this one. I think I'm gonna go for... so my opponent activated Urza, so they clearly don't have the the other card here. Oh, wait a second. So I can Boros Garrison, Haste Titan, and the attack step get Simic plus T-West. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so Boros Garrison, Stronghold. Haste the Titan. And I'm going to be able to play Azusa, and I'm also going to be able to transmute in the same turn. So swing, yes. Get T-West and Simic Growth. I'm gonna bounce the other Simic. Swing for 8. Play Azusa. Play Gemstone Mine. Play Simic Growth Chamber. Transmute for Pact of Negation. So we have Pact with 3 blue sources. And basically, my opponent can do whatever they want, but I only care about my opponent assembling the combo. So that's a Pithing Needle. That doesn't do anything. We're fine with that one. Field in the side still? Yeah, why would I want Field of the Dead against my opponent who's going wide with flyers? How could it be bad? Oh, I just mean in the 75 at all. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. And yeah, it's not been incredible. Okay. Yeah, so now I feel very smart. So this was the other thing, right? Like if my opponent has a second sword in hand, then it's definitely better for me to do what I just did. Yeah, okay. So at this point, I can simply answer the Urza, and that should be GG's. Because I can explosives on 4. Okay, let's think. So I can't activate Sunhome. Can't activate Sunhome. My goal is to try to force the chump on Urza. Is there any way that I can do that? I can only give the prime time 10 power. My opponent blocks with the construct. They only take 3. Doesn't seem particularly good for us. I think I side out Ballista, which is... I would like to have access to this card right now. Yeah. I wouldn't be, you know, taking this long if the Ballista was in my deck, because this I already have lethal with thanks to Ballista, so I feel like I'm just going to transmute for explosives on 4. The problem is that... Oh no, I'm fine. I can just like get double Tolero West with this Titan. Yeah, that seems like the play. Okay. So we're going to do this. Bounce here. Move to combat. Attack. Swing. Yes. Tolero West. Tolero West. Untap both. Opponent's gonna chump with the construct. I mean, I guess trade, not chump. The needle is on Sunhome, which is also making things awkward for us. Now we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Bounce here, transmute, Summoner's Pact, for another prime time. I need to make sure that I keep the correct colors of mana up here. So I have one more land drop remaining. Three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I have exactly enough. I guess I had 1 mana to spare. But this way I get to bog them too. So bog, Simic Growth, bounce T-West. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We got exactly enough. So bog plus Growth Chamber. Engineered explosives. Tap all of this mana. Copy here. Crack. And your turn. Pack that one. I guess Damping Sphere kills me now. That's fine. I forgot that I was going to bounce the other Tolaria West in order to do this. Then my opponent doesn't have it. Sweet. Turn 1 steering. Yeah, this hand is a mulligan. This is just too slow. Turn 4 Titan. Okay. I guess my deck insists. Turn 2 Mantis Rider is a very strong start for them. Come on. Alright. So it's basically going to be... My opponent has 2 turns to draw Meddling Mage. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be able to stabilize unless my opponent has like either double or triple Mantis Rider. This is great for me. That's the Meddling Mage. Okay, so now we are actually in trouble. Oh, no. Oh, okay. So this is going to be 6 damage. Alright, damage piling up really quick. Primetime might not be able to stabilize here. Oh, they also have the Meddling Mage. Oh no, I'm just actually dead right now. Yep. Wow, sick draw. Alright, against humans, we'll bring all the boys. Take this out, this out. We want Walking Ballista, bye-bye Bojuki Bog, bye-bye Ghost Quarter. And... Yeah, Titan doesn't take care of flyers, unfortunately. I mean, I was actually, my opponent had exact lethal right there, so it wouldn't have really mattered, but yeah. As a side note, yes, trying it, Titan does not take care of flyers. What's the last card here? Probably one of the Trinket Mages. This is kind of a brutal hand. We can draw any green source and have a turn 3 Titan, or we can never draw a green source and just die without casting spells. I think I'm gonna risk it. We're not facing a great matchup, so I'm more interested in taking risks when I'm facing a bad matchup. So turn 2 T West. The good thing is that any one of our blue, nice. Please no damn sphere, go. Please no damn sphere, go. Okay, so we win now. It's important for us to bounce the green source here, because that's gonna be our second green. Play prime time, yes. The Suva Stronghold opponent concedes. Alright. Keeping risky hands, getting rewarded. It's just justice at its best. That is just justice at its best. Ugh. OP moves to 6. How do we feel about another risky keep? This card is very good in the matchup. This card could be good, or it could be discarded by what's his name, Freebooter on turn 2. Ah, why am I so greedy? Why am I so greedy? This was probably a mulligan. I don't know. I'm just feeling frisky today. I am just feeling frisky for whatever reason. Okay, that's fine. We draw an Amulet. Okay, so that means that they have another 1-drop. Steerings. Curse Catcher. Mausoleum Wanderer. I would definitely take those odds. Definitely would take those odds. Alright, show me engineered explosives. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Oof. That's another good one. God damn it. My opponent has 1 card left in hand. We're going in. We're going in. Oh, yeah, okay. That's a clock. That's a clock. My opponent's gonna need more than that though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So Medley Mage or is Salia the Lieutenant lethal? Lieutenant has to be lethal, right? Another Mantis Rider. 6, 9. Wow. 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 In fact, they made a mistake. They should have left this on 2 because it makes both their all their Medley Mages, all their freebooters, and all of their lieutenants, those are outs for them. But they ticked up to 3 that it means that only Mantis Rider is an out. So they misplayed. They misplayed and they still got rewarded. That is pretty brutal. That one sucked. I think that for me to go for it is the correct line there. I could have transmitted for explosives, but then we're lacking both the Titan and the other thing, so both the Titan and the Lance, but it seems too greedy. They might play Bugler. Yeah, but Bugler doesn't get them there, right? Chalice on 0. Okay, so we're playing against Tron. E-Tron, that is. Do they have the natural Tronsky? They totally have the natural Tron here. Oh no. Oh no, Matter Reshaper. How can I ever beat that card? Alright, TKS or bust. TKS or bust. There is Tron, and there's a Reality Smasher. That's fine. Guess who's bigger and badder than a Reality Smasher? Yep. You guessed it. Prime time. What to pick here is actually interesting now. We could go Squirter. We could go Squirter plus bounce. We could Crossroads plus bounce. It just feels like the only way that I lose this game is if my opponent just has the nuts. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for the Ghost Squirter line. I have another Titan waiting. And they searched for the power plant. Okay, so we're gonna destroy that one. Only way that I lose is my opponent does something stupid like, you know, play Karn, fetch. Oh, they just had that. Okay. Sounds good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this time around, this is pretty straightforward. Stronghold. I'm not crazy, right? Like, they did fetch for the power plant. They just naturally drew exactly another power plant. That seems to be what happened. Crossroads Garden. And Bounce Land. T-West, because this is going to transmute for a Engineered Explosive so I can blow up the Chalice and I can set up my following Titan. And we want to gain life. I guess I want to bounce the other T-West. Probably going to double block on the small prime time. Or just chump. Another Chalice. That doesn't change anything for us. Like, we were going to blow up the Chalice with explosives, so Great Creator, I think it's the only way that my opponent can win here. They need to Great Creator into... They didn't. They need to Great Creator into a Ensnaring Bridge, because Ensnaring Bridge, the Creator locks the explosives, so I don't have access to... my explosives to destroy the Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. It's some boys out. Bye bye Bojugabog. By Cavern? I guess I do kind of want Cavern. I think I'd rather side out some steerings. 2 explosives is fine. Do I want Ballista or not? Probably don't. I'm totally gonna be punished by signing out the Ballista here. Just wait for it. Are we keeping the no green source hand again? Yes, we are. Of course we are. It worked the first time, right? Why wouldn't it work again? It did work the first time around, didn't it? Green. Damn it. I think I'm going to play the Garrison here, because if my opponent plays a TKS, I can path it. Blast Zone? Gross. Play well, get rewarded. Leores MTG, thank you for the follow. Too bad that now they know. Yeah, exactly. That's actually not a bad draw. Oh, yes, it is. My opponent has Blast Zone in play. I do need to develop my mana this turn, so we're gonna do this. I guess I could have forced the Blast Zone activation. Classic play. Classic play. Why are people so bad at playing Karn? I'm 1 mana short. Well, I guess this is actually not... I guess this is one of the scenarios where this might be the correct play. Yeah, now I'm regretting not forcing my opponent to do the Karn thing. To blow up the Blast Zone, because it gave my opponent this out. If they don't have a land, then this was like a major misplay. Okay, so they did have a land. Okay, so this actually makes sense now, because they can Lattice and they can plus. So... What? I mean, it's not like I can do anything, but still, that seems very odd. Like, at the point you have me locked out, like, why aren't you just plussing on the Lattice and just leaving that as a blocker? Root core, yeah. Karn is tough to play, I agree with that. People think it's very straightforward, but I guess that it made, like, after analyzing it a little bit further, I guess it made sense why my opponent, like, it could have been a good play, but then my opponent made a play that didn't make sense. So it was kind of weird in that sense. Like, after thinking about it, I'm like, okay, so my opponent's play makes sense, and then my opponent goes ahead and they make a play that basically nullifies their previous play and makes it bad now. So, weird. Man, that thought not taking my Azusa was pretty sweet. Pretty good for them. Yeah, I guess I made a mistake that turn. I should have played out the Tribe Scout because it prevents my opponent from using that turn to play the Karn. Like, it basically forces my opponent to crack the Blast Zone, which also puts them behind one land. So yeah, I also have another Scout, so I don't really care if the first one dies. Yeah, so I guess I did make a mistake right there. That was definitely a mistake. Like, forcing the Blast Zone activation seems like the way that I make things less bad for me. Like, the Blast Zone activation has actually very real downside for my opponent, whereas I just gave them a free turn to do whatever they wanted to do and was punished. My opponent tapped 5 mana and then did nothing. I assume that they lost connection or something. That is kind of the only thing that would make sense here. Because they snap bait 5. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. We should have some, like, waiting music. Why are you still playing? Am I missing something? Well, my opponent has made some weird plays. Like, they might make some other weird play, like, I don't know. Or I guess they just lost connection to the game right here. That plus on the Amulet, just like, why? Why would they plus on the Amulet? Even plusing on nothing would have been better. Yeah, again, if my opponent had played perfectly so far, I would have probably just conceded, but they have not. So I am basically giving them the... It's not the benefit of the doubt, it's like the opposite of the benefit of the doubt. Like, I think you might made a mistake, so I am going to to see if you make another one. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. All right, does anybody have any question in chat while we wait for my opponent to do something? All right, they're figured it out. They untap their mana. Don't interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Exactly. Okay, this one's probably winning it. But you know, we gathered information. Like, my opponent did not need to play this. But we gathered some info there. And I am okay with gathering free info. This is not like morphs that they need to show it. Like, we know that my opponent's playing Ugin. I don't know if that changes anything. Does that make me want to play Piting Needle more? I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think it changes anything. I'm just gonna submit the same. Nah, spending their time to win is not really... It's not particularly relevant in most scenarios, so I don't think it's particularly worth it. We're gonna keep this one. This is a turn 3 Azusa. Hopefully we find another bounce land, and that would mean a turn 4 Titan on the play, which is more often than not good enough against Eldrazi Tron. Not so against regular Tron, but it's often good enough against Eldrazi Tron. So this being like the version of Tron that it's right now popular, it's actually better for us. And I'm going to ship the Hoarded Queen, because if my opponent has a TKAs, they can only name one of them. They can only take one of them. It's nice that we also find ourselves with Titans instead of Pacts, because that means that Chalice is not going to be particularly effective. Alright. Keep this one, bottom the queen. Yeah, if my opponent wants to go squatter themselves in order to prevent me from playing Azusa, I'm okay with that. No turn 3 Tron. Good for us. It's not a relevant card against us. Sweet. Okay, so now we're gonna have a guaranteed Titan for next turn, unless my opponent goes squatters themselves, which they might do if they feel like they are under enough pressure. That means no TKS, which is nice. Spatial Contortion doesn't do anything. Redundant Expedition Map. Oh my. Oh my, Tron players. Tron players. Radcore, thank you for the follow. And this is why you let Tron players do their thing, because it's not rare for them to do the wrong thing. Gene Bombeef, also thank you for the follow. So now basically my opponent made my deck better by taking all the Azuzas, so now I'm more likely to draw relevant cards. Thanks, OP. Thank you very much. How do we get punished here? It's my game to lose now, right? So I just want to make sure that I'm making the better plays. One thing that they did achieve, though, is they made my Ramming Up Excavator worse. T-West and Garrison. So right now I have 1, 2, 3 different lands. So I guess we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna bounce the gemstone. So now on attack trigger, we're going to be getting field plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're gonna get field plus Celestia Sanctuary. We're gonna bounce Karn the Great Creator. Yeah, that one doesn't do anything anymore. That one doesn't do anything anymore. Snare Bridge, you got it. Field plus Ghost Quarter? So this will mean Karn down. What? What are you doing? I just don't know anymore. So I could transmute for something, or I can just play another prime time. I guess I can do both. I think I'm on the hardcast Force of Vigor train though. They're sending back for the balance. Oh yeah, balance gonna wreck me here. Man, I should have played around balance. Holy crap. How did I miss balance? This is my second main, right? Yeah. Okay, so as always, Field of Ruin being a great win more. I really don't understand what my opponent's expectations are right here. I don't even need to 2-for-1 myself. Boop. Tron matchup, very good. Now you're trying out the Zombieland. I like. I mean, I just keep running into the same situations where it's just a win more card. But yeah, I mean, it is sweet. I'm not gonna lie, it is sweet, but I don't think it's particularly good. Turn into a list on 3 and match faster with the same player. Am I wrong? Yeah, I don't even know anymore. Intro matchup where we were running Sigarda and Cyber was hilarious. I mean, you don't. It's still very good without Sigarda. So down to 5. Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna accept the risk. This is certainly a keep. Now, I think I'm bottoming the Azusa and the Ballista. This seems very greedy. But I think it's gonna be the play. Gobbos? Gobbos. Hashtag never punished. Can't transmute this turn, unfortunately, but we're looking good for next turn. Oh boy. Yeah, all this does becomes a blank piece of cardboard when you have Sigarda in play. It's pretty sweet, but you can usually prevent that from happening. That is annoying. Annoying to say the least. So this actually works out perfectly, right? Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. So that was our second blue source. Now we can transmute these T-West for a prime time. And we have it all set up and ready to go for next turn. So looking good here, unless my opponent is playing that version of Goblins that is playing main deck Fotsies. Frog Tosser Banneret. What the hell is this? Goblins cost 1 less to cast. Okay. One and one. Actually, Munitions Expert, it's threatening to kill my Titan next turn, so I think that my pick here is going to be... We're gonna haste first, of course. And then I think that the pick is gonna be T-West and Crossroads. No, I chose the wrong... I'm so dumb. This is why you always want to make it big on screen. Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. I really thought that I picked the Stronghold. I think this is the first time this has ever happened to me on stream. Yep. We should have attacked that turn. Now Goblin Matron kills my dude. Yeah, things not looking great. That was very dumb. That was very dumb. I should be at 20 with a Tolaria West in play. I feel terrible now. I feel terrible. Yep, they have the Gobble. Yeah, okay, so we can concede now. That was a mean slow roll. That sucked. That was a very punishing mistake, clearly. Should I expect Blood Moon from them? I don't think so. No, they can't attack because we have first strike. Yeah, that's... We didn't even have the mana to activate, so not even. Just bad beats all around. Bad beats all around. Definitely want the Rex Sage more as a hedge than everything else, and worst case scenario just kills a Nether Vial, but I don't think... Unless I actually see Blood Moon, I don't think I want to bring in Force of Vigor. Why doesn't Grafdigger's Cage stop freaking... Why doesn't this stop Aether Vial, right? Oh, this one's very close. Yeah, these hands are not gonna cut it. No, they go like all of their cards are expendable. Unlike humans, humans has the thing where they go wide, but they go wide with like actual cards, right? So they go wide with like Hornet with Mantis Rider. They go wide with what's his name, Thalia's Lieutenant. So it's big stuff, right? This deck goes wide with tokens. We don't care about them going wide with tokens. This is not a hand that can probably win this match, but I'm going to keep because in 5 I don't really think I have much of a shot anyway. At least I didn't have the Bloodman, I have the out. The bad thing is that I didn't get to use Bloodman to ramp. That would have been nice. Okay. I don't think there's much use in killing this dude when basically I'm gonna like give them the mana, so like what's the point? I'd much rather kill one of the relevant guys. Like that one. I guess I should have passed. Yeah, because now they can sack for mana if they want to. Would have been better if I didn't give them the option. It didn't matter, I guess they won the land, but it's better if we don't give them the option, you know. Right. I expect these tokens to prevent more than 1 damage, maybe. Now that is an interesting one. Should I play this on 1? Or should I think I'm gonna play it on 1. And crack immediately. Maybe I should have held and waited for when 0 was better. Like now. But I mean, but at this point, it's just like my opponent is getting so much value from their things. Try to throw one of them under the bus, see if I can buy enough time. Seems like I'm not going to be able to. So this is 1, 2, 6. Basically, effectively times 2. So that would be 12. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to stabilize here. 1 turn too slow. Is this actual lethal? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Now it is. Yep. That game 1 punt ended up costing, and then the multi 5 on game 3. Not great. But that's fine. That's fine. I think I might give this another shot. Do we have time for another league? It's 1 PM. Yeah, probably we do, actually. Yeah, so we're gonna play another league. What would I play for this? Let's leave it in there. Let's leave it in there and go at it again. I'm in the Trinket field. Let's go. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We got almost 50 viewers. Really appreciate everybody hanging out here today. My name is Francisco. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that follow button. I stream a lot of modern content, mostly Amulet and Legacy as well. We streamed some Legacy yesterday. If you want to support the stream, you can subscribe using that link. You get access to these 3 emotes, and tier 2 subs also get access to this emote. I assume Ferrex and it'll add the board slots you're still figuring out. Yeah, you would be correct. Then you can follow me on Twitter. You can join my Discord, and if you're a sub in my Discord, that's where you're going to find a 50-page cyber guide that I wrote, which you can get access to. Another mulligan. And finally, YouTube. That's where I upload all my past streams. You can access everything over there. And donations. If you want to help me go to GP Las Vegas, I have a little donation goal that you can see over there. And yep, if I make it to the goal, that's what I'm going to over there. Actually, there we go, right over there. Yeah, there. And if I make it there, hopefully I'll see you over there in Vegas. Oh, and with any donation of $2 or more, I will play your list, just like I'm gonna play Grug's list, which is this one right here. We got some real spice. I'm probably gonna be playing this one tomorrow. Some Saheelis, Affiliated Guardians and stuff. Should be fun. And this is a mulligan. And this is also a mulligan. And this is a keep. I think I'm pitching Cavern and the Azusa. With my current mana situation, I don't have enough lands for Azusa to give me ramp, and I think that Bojuki Bog is overall, in the current modern format, a better singleton land than Cavern of Souls. And I get rewarded. Sweet. But I get punished for bottoming the Azusa. So 1-1 effectively. Rewarded for keeping the Bojuki Bog instead of the other one, and punished for bottoming the Azusa instead of the Coalition Relic. Renan 6. Alright. My opponent better have something, because this is the turn 3 Titan. Put in a charge counter now for value. F6 value. If they do something like, I don't know, like cast Liliana or something, cast Tireless Tracker would be like the best case scenario for me by far. Cast Tarmogoyf would be pretty good. That one's actually not bad. Oh, I'm dumb. Never mind, we're fine. Green. So I could bog them. I think I'm gonna copy the Ravine actually. And we have a Titan set up for next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only problem is if my opponent goes Liliana plus. My opponent's funny. They say, hey, don't copy my Ravine, that's mine. I'm like, it's mine now. Alright, Blood Red into Tireless Tracker. Okay, cool. We're fine. So we only get got by Liliana here because Renan 6 is gonna make the plant plan not very good. Wait, you can add you can't add colorless. That's what I thought. Okay. Pact for Primeval Titan. Make some Manases. Cast Primeval Titan. Yes. Ugh, this guy, says my opponent. I hate this guy. I love the red back on stream again. Great card. Yeah, I think. The real Levin is lands we played along the way. How much better is Ferrex than Beloved in this matchup or in general? In this matchup, significantly so. Mostly because of Tarmogoyf. So I'm not worried about dying here. What am I worried about? Liliana. Liliana is the card that I'm worried about. Liliana plus discard spell. So I think I'm gonna get both of this. Nah, I'm gonna do Garrison Kalni, I think. So I can pay for Pact here. I have 4 mana for next turn. Yep, so here comes the Liliana, because that's a very telling ping right there. Yep. Just as expected. The Random 6 makes it so Kalni is not really an out, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because I have no way of activating the ravine, so I might as well do this. So play Amulet. I could play around the second K command. I am not going to. And what I'm going to do though is play around the second Liliana. That I think it's actually worth doing. So I'm not gonna play a land here. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana next turn, which is enough to. They have lethal. Brutal. Another Bloodbraid. Yep. Yep, that's lethal. I guess I might as well get some info. Alright, so they are on the heavy Talus tracker list. Yeah, so they need to have a land drop, and it's funny that if we're at 8, like nurturing peatland doesn't count, because they are gonna need to like plus. So we would have gone at 1. That would have been enough to kill them though, if we survived, but we didn't. Excavator, field, explosives. Lista out. Couple of scouts and all right, there we go. Even with that bow, we're dead to a land drop. Land until it's remained, which pings for 4, elf tracker, and ramp pings for 1, which is 11. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Best card since Assassin's Trophy. I think it's considerably better than Trophy. Like $90 better. All right, bring it on. Amazing hand. Keep. OP better have something. Now we need turn 1. If my opponent goes turn 1 Ravine, turn 2 Random 6. Now we're gonna be fine. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now this time around they did find the interaction. Bad beats. Probably taking the prime time. Asusa, land, pass the turn. So now if we draw a prime time, we win. Have you ever tried counter-styling Amulet? I played it to a lot of success in Valakut, but never in Amulet. I don't think... Oof, this is brutal. I don't think it's particularly good, basically. Ah, come on. I think that we have better options in Amulet that you don't really have in that deck in Valakut. So, oof. Ultimate punishment. Where are them blue sources? Whee! And here I think I'm just going to continue making my land drops, honestly. Like this Amulet is not guaranteed to survive. Ren? Holy shit, this card is so good. It just does everything. Never mind, we're fine. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Alright, let's not misclick this time around. This is the land that I want to get. You guys see this one? This is the one that we want to get. This one right here. This one. And Vesuva copying this. So this is instant creature. And now we're gonna go to here. This at them. This at them. This at them. On one defense. So this kills Ren. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. We're my opponent's. My opponent has had enough. Alright. Even with Ren and everything, the Hornet Queen was pretty good there. Not gonna lie. I think I had lethal anyway. Because I was going to swing for 16, killing both Goyfs. I mean, I'm going to keep this. My opponent's going to Inquisition me on 1, and I'm going to be very sad. But if they don't, then I'm going to be in a very, very good spot. Alright, turn 1 discard. No turn 1 discard. Liking the sound of this. Turn 2 discard, not as good as turn 1 discard. Yep. Probably gonna take the Summoner's Pact, if I'm not mistaken. Steering into another Amulet, T-West, whichever they take, easy game, yep. That seems to be the line here. There goes the Pact. Okay, with double steerings, I am going to just make my line drops here. Play a Susa. Line drop. Line drop. Cast Steerings. Simic is a fine pickup. Pass the turn. They don't have push mana, they don't have bolt mana. I mean, they have push mana, but that's not an active push. I think I like our situation here. K-Command would be annoying, but certainly beatable. Fulminator would be pretty much irrelevant. Because they can't answer the land and the Amulet at the same time, so... Yep. Fulminator doesn't really do anything. Okay, so we're going to go for the... Hope we find the second Amulet here. Yeah, I think resetting gemstone is going to be very important. Yeah, so I think I'm going to play around the second Fulminator. I cannot do both. I cannot play around second Fulminator and Kolaghan's Command. So if they do have the K command, good for them. This Azusa is not blocking, so it might as well get BC there. Fulminator plus Bolt would slow me down. Inquisition would not. Thoughtseize would. Liliana wouldn't really do anything. Ghost Squatter is fine. That's a Goifo. Another Goif? Yeah, okay, so this is basically GG's. In fact, isn't this actual GG's? Garrison, Stronghold. Haste there. I made only one land drop here, so I'm gonna bog myself and then play this. Protect Stronghold, go to combat, attack with both. Yes. We're gonna do Vesuva Sunhome, Vesuva copy Bog, Bog you. And this is actual lethal. Unless my opponent is playing Slaughter Pact. F6. Sweet. Hardcore Azusa beats. I mean, those Azusa attacks got me there, so. Okay, we're definitely mulliganing the mono land hand. This is a turn 5 Titan. It's just there's so many ways that this goes well for us. Amulet makes things so well for us. I guess that's one of the ways that this goes bad for us. Eight incoming. Yeah, we're not getting turn 5. If we draw an amulet here, we have a shot. That's not an amulet. So let's back it in. We're not coming back from this, so. Alright, sideboard against the Hogaak. Crypt, Cage. Bye bye Ballista. Bye bye Bojuku Bog. Okay, here we go. Facing the Hogaak. Alright, so now that we know we're playing against Hogaak, we are probably going to mulligan a bit more aggressively than we just did. It's just crazy how, like, I would like to see the percentages. Like, what is the percentage of a chance for the Hogaak deck to have an 8/8 Trampler on turn 2? I wouldn't be surprised if it's like over 60% or something like that. This is a fine keep. It only asks a little bit from my opponent, which is don't have the absolute nuts. If you have the reasonable nuts, we're probably going to be just fine. If you have the absolute nuts, then we're not. Also, they play the green source, which is just sick value for us. Now I'm playing out the Tormo script to kind of like entice my opponent to like get rid of this one instead of this one. You're like, oh, I can't win with this one in play, so I might as well. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. I mean, at least we have one thing going for us, right? At least there's one thing that's going for us. Love this attack. OP scared. OP is so scared. So here we find ourselves in a situation similar to the one that we had before. Where it might be correct for us to hold this in hand. And in fact, I think that is what I'm going to do. We might be punished if we find another land, which we don't. Okay. So now we can mage for another amulet, and we can play it out. Or we can pass the turn holding up our bounce land. I guess I should have blocked, because that Trinket Mage was lethal. So, Bant. Alright, so now we know that my opponent's dead now. 1, 2. Okay, so this is effectively the same. So I might as well do this now. And gain 2 life. Alright, we're fine. I do feel like I definitely want to play around trophy here. They concede? Okay. And that is the importance of Trinket Mage. Without Amulet, we were probably not gonna win that. I guess we probably were anyway. But never mind. I mean, it just gave us way more outs, right? Like by just like not playing out the bounce land there. I don't think I want to change anything. Yeah, my opponent says that they just misclicked and they wanted to have attack with that Hogaak right there, which makes a lot of sense. Opponent moves to 6, and I think we're going to move to 6 as well. I guess we're keeping this one. Seems slow, but what can I really do? If they have Thoughtseize, they kind of got me. Oh, they multi 5. Okay. That stupid deck can so easily win on a multi 5. It's hilarious. Stone sees me, bro. Probably the correct pick. I guess it depends a little bit on their hand, like how much they rely on Hogaak, but probably the correct pick is the Amulet. Unless they have an answer. They might have Assassin's Trophy or another Force of Vigor. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense to me. Alright, what is this? Take one. I am actually kind of interested in holding this Path to Exile. Mostly because it's not unreasonable for me to want to path my own Trinket Mage. And this is actually a very interesting decision point. I think I'm gonna go for the Amulet, but it might have been correct to go for the Tormod Script or the Grafdigger's Cage. Maybe not the Cage, but probably the Tormod Script. The thing is that we kind of beat a Gak. What we don't beat is like a Thoughtseize or something. Hardcast Vine. Oh yeah. Just look at the value. Again, I'm not going to block here because my plan is to path my own Trinket Mage. So that is not bad. Play this guy. Play this. Pass the turn. Opponent can't force. Even if they do, I can still primetime them next turn. Nice. Dewivsky. Interesting. They're letting their feeder die? Why? Snow cover, so we want to find one of our non-snow covered basics. Simic is nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Can I hasty play around trophy at the same time? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 different lands. Scouting Sunhome, search for Garrison T West. Well, I was thinking of not hasting. Oh, they just concede. I was thinking of not hasting and play around Assassin's Trophy. So I was going to get Primetime, and I was going to get T-West plus Bog. Bog gets rid of the graveyard. And now I'm holding a land in hand. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, land cards. And then I can use this to bounce the T-West and set up another Titan next turn. And I am getting zombies in the process. But I think that playing around Assassin's Trophy right there is very much the play. I don't think that hasting and deal the damage is going to be important. Like, the Titan is going to win eventually, right? Like, it doesn't matter that Hogaak is an 8/8. Titan just attacks through it. So my thing is not running out of threats. Like, Hogaak doesn't have haste. Do we want to keep this? I don't think that we do. Brutal. 5. Amazing hand. Keep bottom this and bottom this. Done. So we move to 5 to a turn 3 Titan on the play. It might just be good enough. Unless my opponent is playing Tron and they play Chalice on 0 right now. I think our spot is great and we're gonna win this game on a move to 5. No big deal. So this is 5. I'm going to attack with Titan. Yeah, I think we should be fine. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to need the last mana or not. And I think I'm not going to. Because I'm going to haste here. I guess my opponent gets me with double dismember. Good for them. They just concede. Yeah, I was gonna get Ghost Quarter plus Tolari West here. Should I assume real Tron or should I assume Eldrazi Tron? Because sideboarding is vastly different for both matchups. I'm going to assume regular Tron, I think. I think I'm going to assume regular Tron. Actually, I feel that the dead might be fine in this matchup now that I think of it. Probably better than Kalni, at least. In this matchup specifically, not overall. Usually it ends up with... This matchup sometimes, when it's not like turn 3 Karn kill you, or turn 3 Titan kill you like we just did, it becomes like a very, very long, very grindy... It's basically a slugfest where whoever gets their threat to stick, like, we're basically like trading threats. Like, I play a Primetime, I kill their Karn, then their Karn attacks my then they play a second Karn and they exile my Titan, then I play another Titan, I kill their... Okay, so yeah, so we're playing against Tron. So the sideboarding is gonna be significantly different, unfortunately. Setting up lethal next turn. Unless you have a Chalice or a Thought Knot. Blast Zone is not enough. Chalice is. Damn it. Never mind, it is not. Pew pew pew. Oh man, I love this deck. Don't you guys love Amulet? Don't you guys like have an unhealthy love for Amulet? Opponents on that never concede, never surrender train. I guess it doesn't matter the order. So I'm gonna bounce the fortress. $20. Yay! Oh man, I love Amulet. I love Amulet. Let's get that 5-0, okay? Let's do that. Last 5-0 was with the Karn list. Only 2 trophies this season. Jeez. Doom Switch has 16? I think Doom Switch often plays blue-white control. How do they even get to play that much? Like, I can imagine every league with blue-white being like 3 hours, easy. And they somehow have 16 trophy. Yeah, my favorite part, Numpty, is the fact that we sideboarded like terribly wrong and we just did not get punished because the deck's awesome. So like I had like spell pierces in my deck against Eldrazi Tron. So this is a turn 5 Titan, but if we find an Amulet, then it becomes turn 4, which is significantly better. We're playing against Neobrand. Yeah, okay, GG's. On our blue-white Discord, it's always about don't switch list. Yeah, I can imagine that. Oh! I guess we have a shot then. Maybe I should have gotten that cavern instead of this. Should I expect like remands and stuff? Quaddles? Oh, maybe they're playing the turns deck. Spell Queller? Oh yeah, alright, good to know about that one. Good to know about that one for sure. Now we know not to pact. Well, I guess that my hand turned out in like the best possible way. I get got by remand really hard here. Or Cryptic, I guess. I think I'm still jamming. Like, it's not getting better. Or maybe it's just great. No packs to pay for. And I do want to reset this, so we're gonna do Simic Cavern. Opponent's probably gonna path me in end of turn. Ice Fang Quaddle. Yeah, that one's fine. That one's just okay. Yeah. EE on 2 probably gonna be pretty good here. Oh no, Ephemerate? That's so sick. Oh wow. My opponent's gonna draw so many cards. They're up to 7 already. Holy crap, maybe I just get outgrinded here. It's like, you know what you're doing? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so they're like Bant. They're on Bant Liu. Does that work? Like a mixture between Bant and value? Bant value? Yeah. Bant Liu? Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, we got some spirits happening here too. Alright, alright. Value Town. Now, can all this value stop this lone Primeval Titan? That is the question. I am blocking. If you want to dismember my Titan, go ahead. Looks like they don't want to dismember my Titan. Also, they blink the Quaddle, and it seems just better to blink the Oracle, because if they find the line, it puts it into play. This deck can go infinite if they run in the Ewit Time Warp package. Oh, interesting. That sounds spicy. Okay, so what are we doing here? Are we trading with this guy? 1, 2. I think I want to play around Surgical by doing this before everything else. Garrison. And we are setting up lethal for next turn. Path. Okay, I wasn't attacking anyway, but I appreciate it. Alright, my opponent seems to be struggling over there. They cycled their Grove. Maybe trying to find another path? Yeah, the more than this continues happening, the better it is for me. Obviously. Unless they have something like Rally the Ancestors or whatever. Now that would be spicy. Also a single white mana. I should have floated blue. That was bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the chain continues. Making sure that they are not getting any Snapcaster value. Is this enough to double strike? Yes, it is. So we're gonna swing. Serve with prime time. Also, there's a consideration for trying to trying to transmute Pact of Negation here, which I think is what I'm going to do. Interesting. Blue, blue, 1. End of turn rattle chains probably. Second rattle chains. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's far from enough. So we're good. So the reason why I didn't haste and attack with the other Titan is because I was playing around the Ephemerate that I know that my opponent has in hand. Yeah, this attack makes no sense. Like there's literally no reason to attack with this guy. Like now they basically taxed their white mana for no reason at all. Alright, have another rattle chains. And only a single white mana. Bad beats, OP. Bad beats. They can see it. They were getting a lot of value. That's for sure. Lots of value. Not enough value. Let me show you what value looks like, my friend. Let me show you what value looks like. It costs 6 mana and it's a 6/6 trample. That's what value looks like. Looks like this. Okay, so my opponent showed me Spell Queller. Summoner's Pact becomes much worse when my opponent shows me Spell Queller. So that's Trinket Mage. Maybe even Pact of Negation. Let's go with this. I think I want third Trinket over fourth Pact. I'm not sure though. We'll see. Keep. How do you currently feel about Field versus Second Cavern? I don't know yet, to be honest with you. I just don't know. Can we find a semi-growth chamber off the top, please? Deck. Quaddle. Crazy. Probably Knight of Autumn here. Yep. Yeah, if we don't draw lands, this is not gonna work out. If we don't draw lands, this is not gonna work out. I think I take this first attack from the 2/1. Probably Spell Queller here. Yep. Spell Queller or not? Okay, there we go. Yes? No. Yes. There we go. Okay, finally. Figure it out. So I think because of Ephemerate, this time around I am actually going to chump block the Knight of Autumn. Maybe I should have chumped it last turn too. Okay, whatever. Trinket Mage. And we're gonna mage for Amulet, but we're not gonna play it, obviously, because my opponent has an Ephemerate on suspend rebound. This is not suspend, this is, yeah, just rebound. Okay, yeah, so obviously we're not going to do that. If my opponent attacks though, if they attack, I think I am going to yeah, I think I'm gonna double block here. Stops future Ephemerates and Soul Herder. Holy crap, now that's value. So my opponent is basically playing like the best MH draft deck ever. That's what's going on. Exposing the Amulet because I'm trying to find an opening to resolve these explosives. We're still missing lands here though. Still missing lands. My opponent might just get there. Don't make fun of the value deck. Yeah, I mean, the deck is sweet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the deck is not sweet. I'm just saying that seems a tad underpowered. Maybe just a tad. I imagine that they are playing some number of cryptic commands, right? I guess that we're gonna find out right now. Are you playing cryptics? What it seems that I am not playing is lands. Seems like I'm not playing lands because only 27. It definitely is. Underwhelming is the word for sure. Underwhelming is the word. Essence Flux. That's kind of dope. And they get a Soul Herder counter. That's so sick. Alright. I kind of like my opponent's deck, honestly. Should I be playing Path to Exiles against them? I think I just need to do my thing. Nah, especially on the play, I think I just need to go for doing my thing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Turn 1, Scout Areno. Turn 2, probably nothing, just develop my mana, but we actually have lands this time around, which feels great. Having lands is great, 10 out of 10 would recommend. 10 out of 10 would recommend. When it goes turn 1, Sanctum, pass. Alright. Syrinx. Try to play this before my opponent has Queller mana up. It's another Sanctuary. Okay. You got a Rattle Chains. And now what? Yeah, Richard, well, we're doing fine. We 3-2 the first league, and now we're currently 3-0. Playing against my opponent's kind of awesome value deck. Back to Reno. Trinket Amulet both leagues. I just tuned in. Yeah, we play. I think we're playing the exact same list twice. All right. Second Summoner's Pact. One, two, three. So what do I do here? Should I be... I don't think it's time to gain life yet. I definitely need to be developing my mana though. So I think T-West, Simic. No, we don't, Steve Strain. The first pack did not resolve. So if the pack doesn't resolve, you don't need to pay for it. So we only need to pay for a single pact. I left myself dead to Damp Sphere here, but that is fine. I just don't think my opponent's playing Damping Sphere. It does seem like their deck is about something else. So I would be very, very surprised if my opponent's playing Damping Sphere. And in fact, I can play around it too in a very weird and convoluted way. I would have needed to like untap with both scouts, then flash in Vesuva, copy my bounce, float a green from the gemstone, bounce the gemstone, flash in the gemstone, and pay for the other green. So I would have been able to do it anyway. But yeah. No, if I know, so I can choose not to cast from the second Queller. So we just choose not to cast. I mean, we did what we wanted to do, which is primetime result. Yeah, it's a May. Owner may cast that card without paying its mana cost. P going real deep into the tank to try to figure out this one. I'm not sure my opponent's deck's mana base is quite working out, honestly. Like, they seem to want to have access to a lot of white, but they... Like, this is gonna be the second game that my opponent has been stuck on a single white mana, and they want to, like, path me and probably do something else as well. Swing with prime time. Get some more value. Are we in Field of the Dead territory? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we are. So we're gonna do Field Crossroads. This is probably harder to interact with for my opponent. I cited out the blue pack, that's why I'm going for this line. So this is like a way to present them with the board states that's going to be very hard for them to handle, while also developing my mana in an effective way, because now I can start Vesuva bouncing my lands and start creating tokens. What's a token? And I think second main, I am going to play out the explosives on 3. And there was no need for me to play around the snake dude, because they don't have mana for 2 of them, and they would only have a single snow creature in play. If they quell this, I don't really care. I have a second one, and I'm very much ahead on board. There's no way that my opponent can kill me from here, and I already have a T-West in play, so we have pretty much everything covered at this point. I guess that the way that we would die is if my opponent is effectively playing a bunch of extra turn cards, and then they just like play EOT Queller, then they untap and play get extra turns, untap, play extra turns, untap, get extra turns. That would be like the only way that I would have seen myself losing that game. Doesn't seem likely though. I did feel that proved to not be a win more card in the situation. So it's nice that it gives you a different angle of attack. Like, if I hadn't gotten Field of the Dead there, I would have probably maybe gotten Walking Ballista and set up an uncounterable massive Ballista for the following turn. So it's just like, it gives you a different angle of attack, which is nice. Oddly enough, Field of the Dead has been good in more often than not in matchups where, how can I say it? It's not that it's a weird kind of thing. Like, it just takes outs for our opponents. Yeah, it was. I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, I think it was Monday. So it's nice that it cuts outs for our opponents. But yeah, so far I don't know what I like about this list. Biting Needle and Ferox are the 2, like, and Field of the Dead, of course, are the 3 flex slots that I'm considering. I have run into a couple of interesting scenarios where Field of the Dead was actually decent, and I was happy with what it did. So far, it hasn't proven to be like a shoe-in sideboard card. It has basically been a playable sideboard card, if that makes sense. What do we kind of decide for field? I have no idea. I don't remember what my sideboard looked like yesterday. So this hand is very, very slow. We're on the draw. We are missing lands. I'm gonna mulligan. Speaking of missing lands. So we're gonna keep this and we're gonna bottom the Pact and the Stronghold. I'm going to need some help with this hand. What this does, it basically gives me 2 outs, which is either Asusa, which would be the preferred thing. I thought I just bottom one of you. Either Asusa or Primetime. I think we got Ojutai. That's right, we played Ojutai on Monday. Why do I do these things to myself? Why do I do these things to myself when I play stuff like Ojutai? Damn, the streamer life is hard. Is this blue-white? Maybe it is. Alright. It is blue-white. It is not blue-white. Definitely not blue-white. That's actually pretty good draw there. Unless my opponent has access to explosives, which they may very easily have. This represented Titan for next turn. Is this Adnos? There's no way this is Adnos. This has to be an Urza deck of some kind. The Fairy Time Rattler. It has to be an Urza deck, right? Alright, confirm. Do we want to play Asusa too? I don't think we do. With Painted Prison. Very interesting. It was super entertaining though. Yeah, I mean that was kind of the goal. I honestly was not expecting to do a bunch of winning there. Please don't have Ursa. If all they have is this combo, we're gonna be fine. God damn it. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1 mana short. The Damping Sphere came in clutch. Please don't draw Ursa. Please don't draw Ursa. Okay, so my opponent is playing a deck that... Yeah, my opponent is not playing any stock list over there. One, two, three, four, five. So I need to draw into something here. Explosives doesn't do anything, but Jukebog does. Also, they forgot to plus their Teferi, I think. If I play a 4/4 Ballista, what happens here? It gets blocked by the Thopters. Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be, we're gonna get Bojuka Bog. We're gonna bog them. And I think I'm gonna attack the Karn. Oh, the Dumping Sphere followed by Karn is pretty brutal here. I imagine my opponent is also playing Urza. Honestly, there's no real way of knowing, but the main deck Damn Sphere coming in clutch. Okay, Summoner's Pact. I think we're just gonna get locked out though. By Karn Lattice. If I do manage to get there, I think if I manage to untap, we might be fine. But it's not looking great. And it's important to know that I didn't hold up the scout activation because what they can do is they can just sack another artifact, probably the Spended Person, which is doing nothing, and then basically play around Bojuka Bog that way. So Bojuka Bog is effectively not doing anything. You guys remember the times where we would play main deck Rexage? Rexage were pretty sweet here. Not gonna lie. Rexage would be pretty damn good here. Probably this is gonna be the lock though, if they find Ensnaring Bridge. Both, I mean, Lattice wins the game on the spot, and Ensnaring Bridge locks me out. If I do manage to answer the Karn, then we're gonna be looking good, because then it kind of snowballs from there. If they're smart, they're gonna name some home, Fortress of the Legion, or Engineered Explosives. Those are the two options. Engineered is probably better. Slayer Stronghold, yeah, that's the wrong one. How's the deck going? Deck's going great. We 3-2 the first league. Now we are playing for the 5-0, so quite good so far, to be honest. Can I attack, please? Sweet. Alright, Karen the Great Creator. Yes. Sunhome and Tulare West. How much damage can they block? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. So the card's going down to 1. Oh, they just let it go? Okay. So now I transmute for explosives. 1, 2, 3. Explosives on 2. Crack. Transmute. Engineered explosives. 1, 2. Opponent probably gonna do some more Thopters. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, so just making Thopters. We can beat this easily. So what's the what's the best time to do this? Do I want to keep this in the yard? Or do I want them to have one less token? I think I want them to have one less token. Or one less artifact, I guess. So I guess they can crack this, so never mind. Yeah, so the correct timing to do it is after this comes back. Because they can just sack the damn sphere or the Thopter itself in response to the trigger, so... Yeah, so that's the last mana. Comes back. Blow it up. Yield. It's only 7 Thopters, which I can beat very easily. KF Sosu, pretty much so. The fact that you can fetch either Cage or even more importantly redundant amulets. We are right now in a situation where Amulet is very important. Like it's one of the most important cards in the Hogaak matchup. It's just very important to have access, reliant access to Amulet, and as the Amulet stacking, it's actually a very big deal. So, yeah. And this is why you play 2 engineered explosives, right? This is why you play multiple explosives in the main deck. Let's counter mana carefully. We're gonna blow this up and this up. We are gonna swing for 16 plus 6. I can probably set up lethal actually. Thanks to the scout. So I'm going to get Boros. No, the Boros here. So I'm gonna get Simic and T-West. Sack T-West Transmute for explosives. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3 mana. Oh, actually, I'm gonna get a Stronghold, actually. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So we're gonna do Simic Stronghold. Yes. Oh no, we can't haste. That's right. Yes, Stronghold is needed. Yep. I caught myself. We're good, we're good. So I'm gonna set up a Pact of Negation then. So 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3 explosives. Engineered explosives. 1, 2, 3. Play explosives. Crack. Opponent concedes. Isn't this deck awesome? Like, isn't this deck just absurdly sick? I think I want these guys. Should I bring in Ramming Up? Like, my opponent's playing kind of like a lock you out game plan. And they are much heavier on Planeswalkers, so I think I'm gonna risk getting got by Urza, because like there's no way my opponent can play Urza and Karn in the same deck. That's just so much. Now the only thing I'm trying to see if whether I want to leave myself like access to Ramming Up. So we can like Ramming Up Azusa Ghost Squatter, get that combo going. Sinister Minister with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for the support. 4 months in a row. Thanks for coming back. God, that game was intense. Nice. Alright, the Fairy. Maybe because of the Fairy. I think I still want access to Pact of Negation, because they might have some Haymakers that I'm not considering, but maybe the Fairy makes it so these ones are not worth it. Since they buy the replace KCI. How has Ferox been over Bale? Ferox has been pretty sweet, actually. It has done the stuff that I wanted to do, so it's been good. I don't know if it's a very good replacement over Bailoff though. But my opponent's Snare and Bridge. Maybe I want this. And maybe take one of the basic forests. Yeah, Camera Soul seems worse. Show me main deck Damp Sphere. Actually, even because of the damp sphere, I think I'm gonna side out the relic. Mostly because it gets shut down by Karn. Karn is so annoying to play against for this version of the deck. But yeah, any other questions? I feel like Urza is always in these decks. Yeah, I feel so too. But I can only sideboard so many cards, right? And I'd rather sideboard against this stuff that I saw than sideboard against the stuff that my opponent could potentially have. KCI was actually fun, and this is just the pile of prison cards. Yeah, we can agree to disagree on that one. I am gonna keep this hand. KCI was fun to play, but it was a little bit too unfun to play against. And it was just a little bit too powerful, honestly. Like KCI was just busted. You see always results of the dark sciences, and I respect that. I really hope that these names, yeah, this is great for me. That's just a wasted Python needle there. Because Azusa is going to do the heavy lifting here. Sweet, we found the bounce. Now we can play out the Amulet. If opponent wants to 2 for 2 themselves, I'm okay with that. Yeah, so this is a needle that is not naming. Yeah, this doesn't change anything. And I get to attack the fairy. Sweet. Play Amulet. Pact of Negation. No pact. The only annoying thing is that we're not going to get to Trinket this turn, which we otherwise would have been able to. So now we kill the fairy. One less dude to worry about. Play steering, see what we find. Explosives is a perfectly fine pickup. I would have loved, of course, to see Tolaria West there, but it's fine. We're gonna tap with an Azusa unless my opponent has a way to kill it. We have Trinket if we need access to a redundant Amulet. Okay, so they are playing Urza and Karn and everything. somehow they have all of this going on. Sure. Second Teferi. Alright, so now that Teferi minus makes a little bit more sense. The good thing is I'm gonna get to explosives on 0 and I'm gonna get to blow up all 3 of these dudes. Which is kinda nice. So EE on 0, kill Teferi. I think I get Amulet first. And I can't activate this guy, so attack with both of the fairy. My opponent is going to, of course, block the scout, which is just a 1/1 right now. My opponent is basically playing mono 4 drop stop deck. Blue, play bounce. So I think I am going to get. I think I'm gonna get another explosives here. Amused Griffin, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. First time subscriber. Thank you so much. I am very glad that you're enjoying the content. This is also an option. This is a very powerful way to answer the Urza. We kind of have all the mana we want already, so I think I'm gonna go for the Ballista here. And I think I'm gonna play it out. It's better in the face of Karn or something like that. And it's going to attack next turn. And then if my opponent can't stop it, it's gonna trade with the Urza. I have a GP in a few weeks, so I'm frantically trying to enroll an army of 75 I'm happy with, so you're helping a lot in that regard. Thank you so much. That is awesome, and I'm very happy to hear that you're jamming Amulet, which is what you should do. My opponent just deactivated Urza into a weir. Damn, feels bad, man. I guess they have Mishra's Bubble and stuff. Hopefully, I don't have Chalice. That would be that could be potentially problematic. Just a Mishra's Bubble. Yeah, this was a very hasty Pithing Needle from my opponent. Like, there's so many ways that can go very, very wrong for them. So many ways for things to go very wrong. For example, this. Yep. And we get there. Yeah, this feels good, man. Feels good. Feels good. This 75 is very strong. Again, we saw the power of Trinket Mage through all of those leagues. Fetching explosives, fetching Ballista right there, fetching amulets against Hogaak in order to help us go get through Hogaak. It's just the way that the meta is right now. I just think that it's the best thing to be playing. I firmly believe so. Then we can go. Then we can go and try to figure out, okay, what do we want to do? We want to play Coalition Relic in the main. We want to play Field of the Dead in the main deck. Do we want to play Gracer in the main deck? Spoiler alert, I'm not going to. I'm just a big fan of Relic. So, Rector Bree, thank you for the follow. More sound bites. What do you think the correct split of Trinket Coalition Relic is? Well, that's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out. I mean, this is the list that I played today, of course. And with the 3 Trinket Mages, it has felt pretty good, honestly. Like, I was never not happy to draw a Trinket Mage. So that's the thing. I think this might be the correct split. Just 3 and 1. What's up, Rector Bree? How you doing? Thanks for hanging out today. What are your thoughts on Nullhide over Bailoff? I think that this is just a better card in the current meta. It's significantly better against Eldrazi, which is one of the matchups where you want to find the 4-mana 6/6. So significantly better against Eldrazi and significantly better against Jund, and those are the 2 matchups that I'm concerned about. It is, of course, significantly worse against Burn, right? It's significantly worse against Burn, but you can't win them all. You know, you have to choose your poison and go with that. The thing is that I consider Burn to be a positive matchup, while I consider Jund and Eldrazi. I consider Eldrazi Tron to be a very good matchup for us, but I consider Jund to be a even-ish matchup. And so Nullhide Ferox definitely helps there, since it brawls with Tarmogoyfs quite effectively. Hornet Queen main deck? No, I don't think we're there. I don't think so. In fact, Hornet Queen is terrible against the best deck in the format, so yeah, I don't want to draw Hornet Queen when my opponent goes turn 1. Stitcher Supplier. I'm getting by stream lag on my end, so I might not answer on time. Oh, you're fine, Rector B. I'm just happy that you are hanging out. Isn't Ferox downside relevant? Not really. Like, not in the matchups where you want it. So Ferox tags your explosives, tags Relic, tags Amulet, Steerings, and Pacts. The only relevant one is here, Pacts. This is the only thing that, because it makes your Titans cost 8 instead of 6. So that is the only big relevant downside. However, being able to, again, if your opponent goes turn 2 Goyf and then they play turn 3 Liliana plus, and then you play a Ferox, that is not only card advantage, but that is also gonna force your opponent to either chump with the Tarmogoyf in order to minus the Liliana on the following turn, or you're going to just kill the Liliana. And the Ferox is very likely to still be bigger than the Tarmogoyf that your opponent has in play. So that is the big deal for Nullhide Ferox. Also, Hexproof. Hexproof is, yeah. Any chance we sub Pithing Needle for a second game? Yeah, you can do that. Pithing Needle is definitely like the wonkiest card in the sideboard, alongside Field of the Dead. Like, if I'm not playing Ferox, I would be playing Baloth. Like, those would be my options, basically. Pitritzo with that Twitch Prime sub, thank you so much for your continued support. Really appreciate you being here. How has Field of the Dead been feeling? I was precisely about to talk about that, so thanks for asking. So, as I was saying, these two are the iffiest choices. Again, if I weren't playing Ferox, I would be playing either Baloth or Swagtusk, and I think that Baloth would be the best option for me. Now, when it comes to Python Needle, this is a one-off that we can find with Trinket Mage. It is sick, like for example, when we play against like the Urza deck and stuff, that means that Trinket Mage is effectively an answer to the Thopter Sword combo. So that is very nice. Your opponent cannot go infinite with Urza. It stops the Collected Company decks, like the Druid Vizier combo style decks. It prevents you from getting comboed out, so that is also very nice. It stops, I guess it stops Grishor Brand, and the stupid deck, the Glass Cannon deck, Neo Brand. You just needle Grishor Brand, and you're doing pretty well for yourself, unless they answer it, of course. So it has like a lot of applications in the tier 2 and less decks, basically. Also very good, like turning Trinket Mage into an answer to a Planeswalker from blue-white, it's also a very big deal. So it has a lot of very narrow random applications. So that's why I really like it with the addition of the third Trinket Mage. Now, Field of the Dead, I still have no idea what to make of this card. We had a couple of situations where it was pretty good today. So I'm definitely down to continue the testing process. But I'm still not 100% sold. I have only found one situation so far in 6 leagues, I think. 6 or 8 leagues, I can't remember exactly. And in all of those matches, I only found myself in 1 or maybe 2 situations where it won me a game that it wouldn't have, that I wouldn't have won any other way, right? So it was like a game-winning card only in 1 situation. However, it's nice that it closes the door in a bunch of situations, where it maybe you like play a Titan and you stabilize and you're like, okay, if my opponent has this and this, then I am going to lose. And Field of the Dead says no, your opponent is just dead. They have no outs. So that is what I have found in my testing so far, which is nice. Now, is it worth an entire cyber slot? I don't know. Maybe it is. It's definitely better than other lands that I would have here, except for Cavern. Cavern is the only land that I would consider having in the sideboard over this, and I think that in the matchups where you want Cavern, it's better than Field of the Dead. And I don't think that's particularly close. Like, I think the Cavern is very, very, very much better than Field against blue-white. Just being able to resolve your Titans and make uncounterable listas is exactly what your game plan is all about. So Field of the Dead is basically more flexible in that it does a good job against blue-white. It does a good job against maybe John, even though it's not insane there. Again, it just closes the door against John. It's not doing much more than that. It does a good job against humans and Hogaak. It just sets up situations where you just close the door with Field of the Dead. Same thing against Tron. So it's way more flexible. Like, the Field of the Dead comes in again against way more decks than the second Cavern would be. However, against the decks where you would want the second Cavern is significantly worse than the Field. And that would be Grixis Shadow, any control, like basically any deck that plays counter spells, including spirits and stuff like that. Due to like matchup percentages, like Field of the Dead comes in way more than Cavern, so I think I'm gonna be running Field of the Dead for now. But I am ready to like make the switch, basically, if you know what I'm saying. So basically, in short, for now I will play this card because it's more useful in more matchups, but it's definitely a flex slot. Like, it's not a shoe-in 100% coming in, 100% play it into into the sideboard. Big Monkey will literally just 5-0'd, so if you are bad at the deck, then the deck is garbage. If you know what you're doing, deck is great. So that's basically that's basically my thoughts on Amulet. If you're not good at it, well, if you're a pro, then you're gonna be doing just fine, my friend. Gonna be doing just fine. It's just I think this is what I would be playing. I will be playing a list very, very similar to this. Maybe I would switch this relic for something else, but that would be about the only thing that I would change. Everything else has felt very good. And the sideboard, as I just said, these are the flex slots. So everything else you probably want to keep in. I mean, negate, spell pierce, you can switch those around. But yeah. But otherwise, in terms of like which cards I want, I think that Force of Vigor is looking very good in the current metagame. So yeah, that's it. I'm the Nikachu of Amulet if Amulet was Merfolk. Well, I am the Nikachu of Amulet if Amulet were Merfolk. So you'll have to look something else to me. Because I'm the one that streams. What's this deck's bad matchups out of MTC Golf? It's top decks. That's a question that it would take me way too long to answer. And I'm trying to get going because I have some stuff to do. But let's make it short. You are good against blue-white. You're good against the Urza decks. You're good against the burn and like random aggro decks. You are even against John. You're even against mid-rangey decks like that. Oh, you're also good against Eldrazi Tron in the current modern meta. You're bad against Infect. You're bad against Neobrand and all of those all-in combo decks and that kind of stuff. But I guess you're a slight dog against Hogaak, but we beat Hogaak during this league without much of an issue. So you're definitely doing good. I'm like asking this: how's our Hogaak matchup and how do we approach it? Amulet is the most important card in the matchup because you want to make sure that your prime time is either trading with a Hogaak or making the Hogaak champ block, and you want to. That's why you're playing Trinket Mage. And you want to prevent your opponent from doing this stuff. Something that we didn't do today that you want to do is you want to play around you want to play around your opponent's potential Force of Vigors that we got by Force of Vigor. We won the game anyway, but it was kind of a blowout when my opponent forced both our Tormod script and an Amulet. So yeah, as long as we beat Tron, that's all that matters. We do beat Tron. I don't think that we are advantaged against Tron. Both we're slightly advantaged, very slightly advantaged against Green Tron, and we are we're a very big favorite against Eldrazi Tron. And then we are even-ish against Mono Blue Tron. It depends on whether you draw this card or not, basically, whether we beat Utron or not. As long as we tap pink and purple S7, kill your Hogaak. Is this gonna be on YouTube? Yes, it will be. It will be in YouTube tonight. I will start uploading it right now, but it won't be up until late tonight. So yep. Okay, that's gonna be it for me today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate you being here, and I want to thank all the subs, the donations that we got today, and all that good stuff. If you haven't hit that follow button yet, make sure that you do so. You can get notified whenever I go live. I stream basically Modern and Legacy exclusively. Very frequently, like 95% plus of the time, you're gonna see me streaming some version of Amulet. And in Legacy, you can see me playing mostly Maverick. Now, the other day, yesterday I streamed Hogaak Depths, which I enjoyed a lot, so I will probably be streaming that as well in the future. If you want to subscribe, you get access to these sweet emotes, as well as the 50-page cyber guide that I wrote for Amulet, and I will be updating that list, that cyber guide, probably with this list, and I will be doing so maybe next month. We're gonna see that. Oh yeah, tomorrow we got this spicy number coming up with Saheeli Prime Time, Further Guardian combo with Oath of Nisas and stuff like that. So we're gonna have some fun tomorrow for sure. This is gonna be a donation league donated by Grug. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. If you want to check out this and previous streams, you can go to my YouTube channel right there with that link. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at PavlosMTG. If you want to follow me on and join my Discord, that's where, if you're a sub, you're going to find the cyber guide that I was talking about a second ago. All you need to do is you need to link your Discord account with your Twitch accounts, and after a couple of hours and you're gonna get access to the sub only channels. And my Discord command is not working. Come on, MTG bot, you can do it. You need a new Twitter name to Titan for you. At this point it's too late to change my Twitter name. There we go. Finally MTG bot figure it out. And finally, if you want to donate to the stream just like Grug did today, any donation that you do will help me get to GP Vegas. As you can see, there's right over there. There we go. Right around there, you see a goal bar. If I make it to my goal, I'm gonna go to GP Vegas, and if you're gonna be over there, make sure you do so. You do say hello. And if within any donations of $12 or more, I will play any 75 of your choosing through a league live on stream. Just like we're playing that sweet list tomorrow. So we're going to be hosting somebody playing Modern. Yama Killer's playing Modern. Alright, so let's go host Yama Killer. Alright, let's go. See you over there, and I will be back tomorrow, so hopefully I will see you then. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye bye.